Despite her fear, Karetsu has made her choice. It's time for me to do the same. I need to decide here and now. How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here, back with some more Steins Gate. And last time, we had to make a decision. Do we go to the world line where Mayuri lives but Karetsu dies, or the one where it's the opposite? And it was a very hard decision for us to try and think of making, even just to even fathom the thought. Although my personal opinion is to go with the one that was the original line that you came from, and maybe find a way to not have Karetsu die. That's been my opinion, but Okabe's not come to that conclusion yet. He's thoroughly believing that convergence is always going to be there, as far as like someone is going to, when they're destined to die, they're destined to die on a particular world line at a particular, day or time. We tried to just see if we could just keep going on in the world line that we were currently in, and it didn't work out because Mayuri got ran over trying to save us. So then we had to try to make the decision. We talked with Karetsu, and Karetsu basically became super existential, saying, anything's possible. Just because you perceive the world a certain way, where I'm dead, doesn't mean that I will perceive myself as being dead. I'm still going to be right here, right? And so, with that, we got a call from Mayuri, and we realized that we were maybe pushing her out of the loop so much that she felt like she was being a burden. And after a little prodding from Karetsu, we decided maybe we should tell her everything that's going on. So we're going now to meet with her, and that's where we're picking up here in this episode. It's afternoon on the first day of Kamama, and the crowds are finally beginning to thin out. Of course, the industry booths and cosplay areas are still packed, but at least I don't have to wait in line to get in. I've been trying to get in touch with Mayuri for a while now, but she hasn't responded. I checked with Daru, but he hasn't seen her today either. Cosplay ends at 4 p.m. I focus on searching the cosplay area until then, but I still can't find her. Maybe she finished early and went home. I try calling her home. No luck. They haven't seen her since she left this morning. Oh? Where is she? I'm always afraid that she'll disappear the second I take my eyes off of her. It's been like that ever since she lost her grandmother. Maybe it's just my imagination. We've been so close for so long. I saw Mayuri at her weakest and most vulnerable. Maybe that has made me overprotective. But I don't care how other people see us. I just can't leave Mayuri alone. I step into the cemetery, the final resting place of Mayuri's beloved grandmother. When was the last time I came here? For about a year after Mayuri became my hostage, I'd periodically accompany her here. But I don't think I've been here since I entered high school. So it's been about 3 or 4 years. As I get closer to Mayuri's grandmother's grave, I begin to hear a voice. It's Mayuri. I'd recognize her voice anywhere. It sounds like she's talking to someone. I approach quietly.
Hey, Granny.
Mayuri is standing there, talking to the grave. What a relief. She hasn't disappeared. I decide to watch silently from a short distance away.
I've been having scary dreams lately.
For a second, I wonder if she's learned to commune with the dead. But no, she's just talking to herself.
In my dreams, bad things keep happening to me.
No, dude, she's experiencing those other world lines. Are you kidding me? No, dude. Oh no, she's known this whole time. Oh
Like someone shoots me, or a car hits me, or I get run over by a train.
no. What? Don't tell me.
It's so real. It hurts so much, and I feel so sad. And I try to call for help, but nothing comes out. Why do you think I'm having these dreams?
Does she remember her deaths? All of them? Is she inheriting memories like I do?
And you know, they always end the same way. Mayushi's crying, and Okarin comes to save me. Mayushi tries to say thank you, Okarin, but Okarin can't hear my voice. He holds Mayushi and makes a very sad face like he's going to cry. But he never does, you know? I can tell he's forcing himself not to cry.
Come to think of it, both Faris and Lukaku remembered their memories from before the past changed. I used to think that memories couldn't be shared between world lines. I used to think that I was the exception with reading Steiner. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe everyone has the same power, and the only difference is how strong it is. Maybe reading Steiner is nothing special after all.
That makes Mayushi even more sad. I try to say sorry, sorry, but he still can't hear. And that's when I wake up. Why am I having these dreams?
I've failed so many times to save her. I've watched her die again and again. Everything I've done has been to prevent that from happening. And yet, have the memories of those deaths been tormenting her as she sleeps? I bite my lip in frustration. I still have a terrible decision to make. Do I save Mayuri? Or do I save Kuretsu? There's no perfect ending here. I can't save them both. It's one or the other. If I choose Kuretsu, then Mayuri's dreams will become reality. I don't want Mayuri to feel any pain. Until now, I've thought only of saving her. That is my goal. But at the same time, I can't let Kuretsu die. Again, my thoughts hit the same dead end. Mayuri hasn't noticed me yet. She's still staring at the sky, just as she was on the day I took her hostage. She's talking to her grandmother in heaven.
Oh, right! We have a lot more lab mems now, you know? There's Chris-chan, Moeka-san, Luka-kun, and Ferris-chan. There's also Suzu-san, but she moved away. That makes 8 of us. It's really amazing.
On this world line, they all became lab mems. However, not a single one of them has sent a D-mail.
You know, It was just Okarin and Mayushi at first. Back then, Okarin seemed kind of bored most of the time. But now, he's having so much fun!
Is that how she sees it? Well, she's not wrong. She really does know me, doesn't she?
And that makes Mayushi happy too. It's so busy, but it's really exciting. Especially now that Chris-chan is here. She's really smart, you know. She got a paper published in a famous magazine. Mayushi really admires her. She even made a time machine. Oh, but can't forget Okarin and Daru can help too.
Then Mayuri falls silent. Her gaze becomes distant. She stands still and looks up to the sky. What could she be thinking?
But you know, sometimes I remember back when it was just the two of us. When Mayushi had only just become Okarin's hostage. I'd go to the lab after school, but Okarin wouldn't be there. So I'd tidy up the room and decorate it with cute things. Then Okarin would finally show up a little later. Mayushi would say, "Welcome back!" But instead of saying, "I'm back," Okarin would say, "Good work," like a big boss or something. Every day, we'd spend a few hours just hanging out, doing nothing, and then we'd go home together. We didn't talk much, but it wasn't bad. We were just there, together, you know? We'd sit next to each other on the sofa. Okarin would work on his big plans, and Mayushi would read manga or play games. And sometimes we'd have a snack together. It was so nice and relaxing. I never wanted to leave.
Oh, dude. I didn't want to cry today.
I'd start feeling like a real hostage. And I'd laugh to myself. Then Okarin would turn to me and say,
I remember. It was 4 months ago. Still spring. The lab wasn't as lively as it is now. It was an isolated bubble of slow-moving time. Did something good happen?
"Yup." Well, not really, but kinda.
Ah, it must have been an illusion. We could be under attack from Illusion Conductor, one of the organization's feared agents.
Oh, gotta be careful then. But you know, I'm sure that Mr. Illusion Kid Hugger...
Conductor, not Kid Hugger.
I'm sure he's not a bad guy.
It was nothing. Just meaningless chatter to pass the time.
I felt so happy there. So happy I could cry. I wanted to stay like that forever. Ah! But that doesn't mean I don't like how things are now, okay?
Mayuri shakes her head in denial. Finally, she stops looking up at the sky and bows her head instead.
You know, I haven't talked to Okarin much lately. Maybe Mayushi's getting a little lonely.
It's true. I haven't had time to talk to her lately. But that's because I've been fighting to prevent her death. To keep her dreams from coming true. Also that Mayuri will keep smiling. I never again want to see her cry like she did on the day her grandmother died.
But you know, I don't want to be a burden on Okarin.
That word again. Burden. I've never thought of her as a burden.
Mayushi's just one big nuisance, isn't she? Granny?
Mayuri lifts her face once more.
I can't stay like this forever, can I?
Of course you can!
Huh?
When I finally speak to Mayuri, she turns my way with a surprised expression. Her face is so soft, so innocent. Slowly, her lips curve into a smile.
It's Okarin! Wow! How'd you know I was here?
I always know where my hostage is.
Hostage?
You cannot escape my grasp. Not ever.
Oh. But don't wear yourself out, okay? Mayushi's a little worried.
Haowen Kiyoma is not so weak as to require your concern. When the time comes, I'll tell you everything.
Huh?
So stay with me until then. Like you always have.
Okay.
Mayuri stands up and turns to the grave once more. As an offering, she leaves a brand new white lily, as well as some dango dumplings.
Let's head back, Okarin.
Shouldn't we get some dango for ourselves first? Back when we used to visit the cemetery together, it was part of our daily routine to eat dango on the way back.
Of course!
Akaba is empty again today. The otaku have all made the exodus to Kamima for the second day of battle. But come nightfall, they will return to Akaba like a victorious army laden with spoils, and the streets will be chaos. I know Daru has gone to Kamima. The question is, has Mayuri? I hope she has. I want things to be normal again. I remember what I heard yesterday. The feelings Mayuri expressed at her grandmother's grave. The events of the last few weeks have affected her as well. I thought we were going to talk to her. He ended up saying I'll tell you everything at some point, but he never. I mean, I thought that's what we were doing. I thought we were committing. Apparently he couldn't do it. After I escorted Mayuri home from the cemetery, I spent the whole night racking my brain for a third option. A way out of this mess. My thoughts were a jumble. Ideas coming and going too fast to judge which were right and which were wrong. But of course, there isn't a right choice here. For in the end, it always comes back to the same question. Who do I let die? And no matter how I try to dance around it, the answer is always the same. I can't choose. Is there no one else who can make this decision? No. Even if there were, I'd know I'd never accept their choice, whichever it happened to be. Once again, I'm heading for the roof of Radicon. I had to get out of the lab. Mayeti or Kuretsu might return at any moment, and I can't face them right now. I look up at the sky. The clouds are dark and heavy. It could start raining at any minute now. I thought that I was alone, but someone was here before me. Kuretsu is lying in the middle of the roof, arms and legs spread as if making a snow angel. The image of Kuretsu in a pool of blood flashes through my mind. Is she all right? I run towards her, but before I make it halfway, she suddenly sits up and turns to face me.
Okabe.
Oh, you're alive. What a dumb thing to say. Fortunately, it looks like Kuretsu didn't hear me. She's busy combing her disheveled hair with her fingers. I breathe a silent sigh of relief.
Right. I forgot I might run into you here.
What were you doing?
Thinking.
Oh. Was she thinking about her death? I don't know what to say, so I keep my mouth shut. Kuretsu appears to be in the same boat. She's staring at the capsule toy dispenser in the corner, her face wearing the usual frown. The awkward silence drags on. When you think about it, Kuretsu's fate rests in my hands. My decision will determine whether she lives or dies. Her fantastic hypothesis yesterday was a desperate attempt to construct a scenario where she doesn't die. Even if she believes that her theory is correct, it must be difficult for her to avoid imagining her own death. I force a smile. I'm getting really uncomfortable here. Looks like I'm in your way, so I'll just go.
Oh, okay.
Darn. I was expecting a sarcastic remark like, "Since when do mad scientists have manners?" or something. Just then, something cold lands on the tip of my nose. Is that snow? Oh. When I look up, raindrops start landing on my forehead. An evening shower. It's only going to get more intense and quickly. Kuretsu hasn't moved a muscle. She's just standing there with her arms folded, staring at the ground as if she doesn't notice the rain at all. Hey, it's raining.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
She's acting strange, like her mind is elsewhere. I knew it. She's been thinking about... Whoa! In less than a minute, the rain turns into a full downpour. We had no time to seek shelter.
What the heck?
Kuretsu's scream is drowned out by the roar of the rain.
Phew. What a surprise.
That's what you get for tempting the sky gods. Now safely inside the building, we take a moment to catch our breath. It's been a week since Suzuha's time machine disappeared, but Radicon is still closed. The lights are off, and it's pretty dark out inside.
You should have warned me sooner. Even my underwear's soaked.
Same here. I bet you're glad it's dark, huh?
What do you mean?
If the lights were on, I'd be able to see everything. Even in the dim light, I can tell that Keiretsu is scrambling to cover her chest. What the heck?
Ugh, I forgot that you're a perv too.
You're the one who announced that your underwear was wet?
Just drop it! If you're imagining what color my underwear is, I'll kill you!
I'm not imagining anything. She's too self-conscious. But the color of her underwear, huh? Come on, dude! Don't! Gotta be white.
Achoo!
Cold?
I'm not stripping naked if that's what you're suggesting. Your pervy tricks won't work on me.
Who said strip? Calm down, will you? But if you want to strip, go right ahead. I can't make out your scrawny figure in this light anyway.
Another word, and I'll make you eat your cerebral neocortex with ponzu sauce.
Sorry. Please, spare me that horror. Still, these wisecracks are a welcome distraction.
A storm like that shouldn't last long. Guess we'll just wait it out.
I see Keiretsu's shadowy form move to sit on the staircase. I sit next to her.
Hey, get your own stair. What?
You're the one who said not to speak.
You're too close. Don't come any closer, okay? You can stay where you are, but come any closer and I'll push you away, okay?
Our bodies gradually grow cold. We start shivering. Come on, man. Dude, what is this? This anime trope right now, bro. What is this? Maybe I should take off my wet clothes. But if I do that, Keiretsu will just call me a perv again. Better not. My eyes gradually adjust to the darkness. I can see Keiretsu more clearly now. She's huddled up against the wall.
Don't look at me.
Impossible! How can you see where I'm looking? Does she have infravision?
So you were looking.
Darn! She used a leading question on me. That's such a high-level technique. I avert my eyes from Keiretsu and take off my lab coat. That's when I notice my coat is torn at the shoulder. Darn. Must have caught on something when we ran inside.
What are you talking about?
Just a little tear in my coat.
Is clumsiness one of your character traits?
Don't be ridiculous. I am a mad scientist. I bear the curse of insanity, not clumsiness. It seems like forever since I've talked to Keiretsu as Hawawin Kyoma.
Yeah.
Keiretsu suddenly holds out her hand.
Give it here.
What?
I happen to have a sewing kit with me. I'll stitch it up for you.
You do? You have a sewing kit just on your person? What? What do you mean? What do you mean you just have a sewing kit? You just happen to have one. What were you doing? A sewing kit? You?
Something wrong with that?
I hand over my coat as asked. You're an experiment-loving girl. You're not supposed to be... domestic. Domestic? Yo, what the crap?
Can't I be a domestic experiment-loving girl?
You? Domestic?
Relatively, maybe. Well, actually, I don't know the domesticity index for Japanese high school girls these days.
Domesticity, that's a word. There's an index for that? First I've heard of it. Kuretsu skillfully threads the needle, despite the darkness.
It's wet, so it's kinda hard to thread.
Did you really just happen to have that on you?
Get over it already! Is it really so wrong for me to have a sewing kit?
I mean, it's kind of strange. Like, I don't feel like normal people just carry around sewing kits, you know? Like, what? It's not wrong. It just seems like you planned for this.
So you're saying I brought it with me because I somehow knew your coat was going to get ripped? Uh-huh.
Dude, did she use the time limit machine for this? What? What did she? I just started thinking about that. Like right before that he said that, I just started thinking. I'm like, wait. The only way that she would do something like that is if she knew we were gonna rip our coat. Because why else would you have that? What? Was she the one that used it that we didn't know about? What? What? Okay.
Ridiculous. And before you get the wrong idea, I'm not fixing your coat because I want to or anything, okay?
Nice tsundere line.
Don't mock me. You just happened to tear your clothes, and I just happened to have a sewing kit handy when you did. It's coincidence. That's all.
Coincidence. Hey, you didn't time leap, did you?
So now you're saying that I went back in time for the sole purpose of repairing your stupid lab coat? Uh-huh. Ridiculous. Ridiculous! There. It's so important I said it twice. Comprende?
You're right. If you had time leapt, you would have brought a towel, not a sewing kit.
What's that? Sarcasm? All you do is complain.
After working for a while, Kuretsu cuts the string with her teeth, then hands me back my coat.
Here.
Thanks.
By the way, it was dark, so I couldn't really see. If it turns out bad, it's not my fault. It was dark. That's all.
Dude, has she done this multiple times and screwed up? Yo!
Oh, and I hope you like the color, because I have no idea which thread I used.
It's... random?
Black, red, or pink. Those are the three possibilities.
Let's just hope it's not pink.
Achoo!
Cold?
I guess.
Take my coat. Yeah, I knew it was coming.
But it's wet.
Well, yeah, but... Silence again. The words flow so naturally when it's just harmless banter. But 1 second of silence, and suddenly we have nothing to say. It must be because of what happened yesterday. I'm so desperate to avoid the topic that nothing seems safe. I know I need to say something, but what?
Have you made your decision yet?
Her voice is barely a whisper, but I can hear her clearly in the silence of the empty stairwell. I look at Kuretsu. She's hugging her knees to her chest, presumably against the cold. My decision. I know what she means. That's why I can't answer.
You still haven't made up your mind? You like Mayuri, don't you?
What? Where did that come from? Kuretsu keeps staring into the darkness.
It's probably just my imagination. But lately, I've been seeing things. Like a strange sort of deja vu. In these visions, you're fighting to save Mayuri all by yourself. You never give up, no matter how much it hurts.
She's remembering all the times we talked to her. How is this happening? Are they trying to say, like, deja vu is just us remembering something from a different world line and stuff like that? Like, and dreams are kind of like a similar concept or something? Like, this is interesting, but also I don't understand how it works. I thought we were the only one with reading Steiner. Kuretsu too?
Then you come to me for help. You're so desperate, so earnest, that I just have to do what I can. Not that I'm doing it for you, okay? I just want to save Mayuri, that's all. Anyway, these images are stuck in my head, like memories.
So Kuretsu's the same. She still has faint memories from previous world lines.
I tried self-analysis. Maybe I'm mistaking dreams for reality, projecting my hopes and fantasies. I don't know. But there's one thing I do know. You have to save Mayuri.
Aren't you afraid? To save Mayuri, I must undo the current world line. If I do that, Kuretsu will die.
You know, it kind of feels like we're trapped in an ancient ruin.
Kuretsu suddenly changes the subject. She looks around the dark, empty stairwell.
Like the world ended. And we're the only two people left. I've been thinking. Say you go to the Beta World line, and everyone else goes with you. What if I can't go with you? What if I'm the only one left behind? Would the entire world become like this place?
I mean, I don't know really what she's getting at, because, like, nobody really comes with us, right? I mean, it's not how that works.
It's just a theory. But I can't help but wonder.
I need to say it. I'll save you. Not just Mayuri, but...
Don't make promises you can't keep!
Kuretsu cuts me off sharply, then buries her face in her knees.
You asked me if I wasn't afraid. Of course I'm afraid. Maybe I'll disappear. Maybe I'll be left behind all alone. Or maybe only you will disappear and everything else will stay the same. The world will continue, and nobody will even know that you existed. I'll go back to America as if nothing ever happened. Maybe. I feel hopeless. Just thinking about all the possibilities. But even so...
Kudetsu raises her head and spears me with her glare.
Do you think I would tell you to let Mayuri die?
Kudetsu.
Jeez, it's cold.
Kudetsu grabs her own arms. In the darkness, I see her shoulders shaking.
It's because of these wet clothes. This sucks. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. It's nothing but conjecture. Baseless. Worthless. I want to cut open my skull and excise the part of my brain that comes up with these delusions.
Now she's talking to herself in an angry tone. Kudetsu has always been calm when faced with the unknown. I admire her for that. I thought she was facing this calmly too. But I was wrong. Behind her cool facade, she was struggling to cope with the knowledge that her very existence was in jeopardy. She was fighting that fear all alone. And now it has finally come to the surface. Of course she's afraid. However brilliant she may be, she's still just an 18-year-old girl. Kudetsu abruptly stands up. I realize that I no longer hear the sound of rain pounding on the roof.
Listen, Okabe. You can't save both of us, correct? No matter how you struggle, it's one or the other.
But...
No buts. My answer won't change. Save Mayuri.
I hear the pain in her voice, and also the resolve. Kudetsu has made up her mind. I look away and clench my fists. My nails dig into the palms of my hands. Are you telling me to give up? To abandon you? I could never do that!
You can, and you must. There's no other way.
No! You're our friend. I won't abandon you.
Okabe!
Kudetsu drops to her knees and grabs me by the collar. I gasp for breath as she stares into my eyes. Her eyes are hard and stern. It's always like this when she scolds me. Always the same glare.
Is there another solution? There isn't, is there? I don't want to live if it means sacrificing Mayuri. If you don't save her, I'll never forgive you.
This can't be happening. I hate this choice with no right answer. I hate the universe for being so cruel. And most of all, I hate myself for forcing Kudetsu to speak these words when she is the one with the most to lose. Tears well up in my eyes, but I bite my lip and hold them back. Is there really no other way? I can't bear it. I look straight back at Kudetsu as she holds me by the collar. And tightly embrace her slender body. Her clothes are still wet from the rain, but all I feel is warmth radiating from the core of her being. But you're right here! Why does it have to be this way?
Okabe.
Tension drains from her back and her hands. She gives her whole body to my embrace.
Thank you. I know you're hurting for me. But you've done enough. I'm fine. So just think about Mayuri. Okay?
Despite her fear, Karatsu has made her choice. It's time for me to do the same. I need to decide here and now. The future of the world. Which friend to let die. Holding Karatsu tightly, I whisper into her ear. I'm sorry. A meaningless apology. I want to save Mayuri. More than anything. These words are a death sentence, but I force myself to speak them. It takes every ounce of willpower I possess. I can't save you.
I know.
When I finish, I feel as if a great weight has left my shoulders. And at the same time, as if 1,000 needles are stabbing into my heart. Karatsu weakly returns my embrace. Then she lets go and stands up.
Well then.
There's already a look of relief on her face.
I'm heading back.
Back? Where? To America?
The lab, of course. I need to dry my clothes. I want to take a shower too.
In that case, we should go back together. But before I can suggest it, Karatsu beats me to the punch, as if she read my mind.
You stay here and soak for a while. Understand?
We can't go back together. That's her verdict. Understood. I hang my head and shut my eyes. Karatsu's footsteps fade into the distance. I wrap my arms around my body. Even though it's summer and sweltering hot, I can't stop my body from shaking. I realize that part of me is relieved that Karatsu left alone. At least I won't have to face her again. To look upon the face of the girl I chose to die. I'm a coward. My self-loathing echoes into the darkness.